Have you ever wanted to learn some chords that are your go-tos and your progressions? I'm talking about chords that you know you can rely on to help stitch an artistic vision together. That's why in this video, I'm going to break down 3 types of chords you can use to help get songs to completion. The first chord that I want to talk about is the minor 11 chord. Now, if you've been following me on social media or in YouTube, you probably will have noticed that I love this type of chord. And the reason why is because it's incredibly versatile. You can do a lot with it, and you can take your music in a lot of different directions. Now, one of the ways I like to voice this chord is, let's say I'm playing a D minor 11, like this. Has a very rich but nice sound to it. So with the D minor 11, we have D, A, E, F, G, C. Very nice sound. Now, another way I like to voice it is, instead of playing this G right here, I like to move it up an octave. So now we have this. We got that more open sound. Now, like I said, you can do a lot with a minor 11 chord, but one of the ways I like to use this chord is I like to use it to get me back to the top of a progression. If I'm in the key of F major, my 6th will be like a D minor 11 chord, right? Now let's say I'm playing like a 2, 3, 4 in the key of F major. It would sound something like, right? 2, 3, 4. So let's say that was in my song. So if I had something like, all right, that's kind of like the progression. All right, now let's say, instead of going right back to that 2, what if I inserted in a minor 11 chord to get back to that 2? So what if I play that D minor 11, I'm in the key of F major, so if I played that 6, which would be D, if I play that D minor 11 before going to that 2, that's a really nice passing chord to insert in there. So let's see how that sounds. We got, that sounds good. There's that other voicing. But just by inserting in that minor 11 chord before we went back to the top of that progression, it gave the progression a little bit more life. So I really like that minor 11 chord to use it as like a passing chord to get me back to the top of the progression. So that's the first one, the minor 11 chord. Great chord to use. Now the second chord is the alt chord. Now, I really like the alt chord because, one, it provides a lot of tension. I also like to use it to lead me to a minor chord so that that minor chord can provide me a little bit of release in the music. So in music, we talk about this notion of tension and release. And this alt chord can provide that tension. And when you're using that chord as a passing chord to go to a minor chord, that minor chord can provide a little bit of release in the song. One of the ways I like to voice an alt chord is, let's say I have a B flat alt chord. I like to voice it like this. So you hear that tension, right? Sounds really good. So we got B flat, A flat, D, G flat, D flat. It's also named as B flat dominant 7, sharp 5, sharp 9, but you can also call it a B flat alt chord. Either way works. Now this B flat alt chord leads very nicely to like a E flat minor chord, right? It can be kind of like that 5, and then the E flat minor chord can be like the 1. So that's a minor chord. There's that tension and there's that release. Now also I like to use this alt chord just going down a whole step to that minor chord. So right now I'm playing a B flat alt. If I go down a whole step, I'm at A flat. So what if I play like an A flat minor chord? Right? Like that works too. That sounds good. That sounds good as well. So in context, if I had a progression that sounded something like, what if I played that B flat alt chord before going to that A flat minor chord? Right? That sounds good. So I'm gonna do it all together. That works. That sounds pretty good. And all I did was I just inserted in that alt chord to lead me back to that minor chord. The third chord that I want to talk about is the diminished 7 chord. So similar to the alt chord, the diminished 7 chord is a great chord to lead you to a minor chord. But one of the ways I like to use this chord is I like to take advantage of voice leading whenever I'm going to that minor chord. Let's say I have an A flat diminished 7. One of the ways I like to voice it is like this. So you hear that tension. Now what if I utilize voice leading and I use this chord to lead me into a minor chord? Well, one chord that I can move smoothly into is like this, A minor 9, right? Like that works, that sounds pretty good. Now what if initially I had a progression that sounded something like, all right, that was it. Now, what if instead of going directly to that A minor 9, what if I played that A flat diminished 7 and then I went into the A minor 9? All right, what if I did that? So we got, that sounds pretty good, that works. And all I did was I just inserted in that diminished 7 chord to smoothly lead me into that A minor 9. So how did I know to play that A flat diminished 7? Well, the chord I'm landing on is an A minor chord. So what if I went a half step down from that A? That tells me what diminished chord I can play, diminished 7 chord I can play. So there, that's an A flat diminished 7. And then we go to that A minor 9 chord. But that works, that sounds pretty good. I love integrating diminished 7 chords into my music. It's just a great chord all around to smoothly lead into minor chords. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know in the comments below. What would you like to see next? We out.